Okay, so let's get started. Okay, just take 1.5 minutes and try to solve this question. Everyone of you should try to solve this question, and we will discuss afterward. This is a very simple question, and the question is saying that each person who attended a company meeting was either a stakeholder in the company or an employee or both, right? So first of all, the thing is each person, that's mean there is no person which is not included in both, in either stakeholder or as an employee. So every person must be either a stakeholder or an employee or both, right? So neither case is zero. If you draw the Venn diagram, just consider this one for the stakeholder and this one for the employee, and this one portion is for the both. So first of all, the neither is zero, right? So let's call this as zero. Okay, the next thing is if 62% of these who attended the meeting were stakeholder. Okay, the stakeholder were 62%. The next thing is, and 47% were the employees. And the question is saying what percent were stakeholder who were not employees. So exactly the question is asking that what percent were stakeholder, this circle, which were not employees. So the question actually asks about this thing. This is a stakeholder which are not employees. Okay, so now the best way is try to solve this using the Venn diagram. Consider that the person which are in both stakeholder, and employee, let's call that as X. Now, if this is X, so what will be the only stakeholder portion? That will be 62 minus X. And what are only employees? That will be 47 minus X. And we have none scenario as 0. So these are actually percentages, 62% and 47%. As we already know that overall person must be equal to 100. That's why this whole sum must equal to 100. So this will be 62 minus X. This is only stakeholder. Plus X, which are both, plus 47 minus X, which are only employees. These must be equal to 100%. Now this will cancel out. And if we add both of these, what will be this? This will be, this is how much? This is 109. 109 minus X is equal to 100. That's mean X is equal to 109 minus 100 and X is equal to 9%. So that's mean the percent of people who are both stakeholders and employees are how much? Are 9%. So what will be those percent of people who are only stakeholder? That will be 62 minus 9, which is 53%. So our answer is 53%. Just quickly solve this question. Try to be quick. In exam, you will notice that most of the questions are highly verbose, just like this. Though the question is very simple, but the length of the statement may get you confused, right? So don't get confused in exam. Even I know someone got a question of more than 10 lines. So be prepared for that in exam. Okay, so in this question, we are given that of the 84 parents who attended the meeting at the school. Okay, so total, there are 84 parents who attended. 35 volunteered to supervise children during the school picnic. Okay, and 11 volunteered both to supervise and as well as to bring refreshment to the clinic, right? So there are two variables. One is the supervision of the children during the school picnic, and other one is to bring them to bring refreshment to the picnic, right? So you can solve this using the Venn diagram or using the other method. So let's try to solve this first by Venn diagram, and then we'll proceed by other method. And first of all, let's read the statement. Next thing is, if the number of parents who volunteered to bring the refreshment was 1.5 the number of parents who neither volunteered to supervise nor volunteered to bring the refreshment. So how many of parents volunteer to bring the refreshment? So if we try to solve this using the Venn diagram, so we have two things. First one is supervision, let's call this S. And the second one is refreshment, let's call this R. So this first one is for the to supervise children during the school picnic, and the second one is for the to bring refreshment to the picnic, right? And the next thing is, this is 35 as given in the question, and total is equal to 84. The next thing is 11 volunteer both. So this will be 11. If this is 11, so only this will be 35 minus 11, which is equal to 24. And the next thing is, if the number of parents who volunteer to bring the refreshment, asking about this thing, is 1.5 the number of parents who neither volunteer for this one or this one. So let's call this as, for example, if I call this as X. So this whole thing must be equal to 1.5x, 1.5 time of that. So if this is 11, this will be 1.5x minus 11. Now we know that all of these must sum to 84. So just add all of these, which is 24 plus 11 plus 1.5x minus 11 plus x is equal to 84. This will cancel out. And this will be 2.5x is equal to 84 minus 24. This means 2.5x is equal to 60. And x is equal to how much? X is equal to 24. Am I right? In case I'm doing anything wrong, please let me know. So x is 24. Now the next thing is, how many of the parents volunteer to bring the refreshment? So the question asks about this R, which is 1.5x. So just if this is x, so R will be equal to 1.5 into 24, which is equal to, so it is, if you want to write this in form of fraction, what will be that? That will be 3 by 2 of 24. So in that side, this is easy to solve. 3 into 12, which is 36. So there are 36 parents who volunteer to bring refreshment in the picnic. You can use a Venn diagram, or you can use a double matrix. I prefer to use a double matrix. I just want to show you how you can solve this using a Venn diagram. And if I want to use a double matrix here, so we have total 84, and the first one is supervision of children during the picnic. Let's call this S. So this will be not S, because these two and these two are mutually exclusive. You can't have two non-mutually exclusive event in adjacent to each, right? So this one will be, other one is refreshment. So let's call this that R, and that will be non-refreshment. So the next thing is, we have 35 for the supervision. So this will be 35. And we have 11 both. So this portion represents supervision as well as refreshment part. So this is 11. So this will become 24. The next thing is, we are given that the number of parents who volunteer to bring refreshment, that is this thing, let's call this, let's leave for a while, was 1.5 times the number of parents who neither volunteered. So let's call this X. So this will be 1.5x. If this is 1.5x, this will be total minus 1.5x, which is 84 minus 1.5x. You know that this 2 sums to this thing. So this will be 24 plus x equal to 84 minus 1.5x. So if you proceed further, this will be 2.5x is equal to 60 and x is equal to 24. And the question asks about this thing. How many of parents volunteer to bring the refreshment? So that will be 1.5 of 24, which is equal to 36. So you can solve this using a double matrix, or you can solve this using a Venn diagram. But I prefer in such question, try to solve using the double matrix. That is a bit easier. In Venn diagram, you might make a mistake. In the double matrix, the things are straightforward, organized in an organized form. If you see the double matrix, for example, this is A, this is not A, and this is B, this is not B. So we can straightforward have both, neither, only B, not A, only A, not B. So things are organized. But if you see the Venn diagram, it is difficult to do that part. This is both, this will only A, this will only B, this is for neither, right? So it is better to do in this form because everything is straightforward organized form. So it is preferable whenever you see the Venn diagram, try to form this using the double matrix. But in sub scenario, it is very easily to solve using Venn diagram, but it is always preferable to use the double matrix instead of the Venn diagram. Okay, so just quickly solve this question now. We have given that 2/5 of the cars manufactured by a company are defective. Okay, so let's call defective at D. We have 2/5 of total cars. Let's call C as a total car are defective. So what will be non-defective? That will be 1 minus defective, because 1 mean total minus defective. That is 1 minus 2/5C is equal to 3/5 of C. Next thing is 6/25. Okay, let's see now whether this is 6/25 or not. Next thing is 3/5 of the defective cars and 1/20th of the non-defective cars are left-hand drive. Okay, if all of the left-hand drives cars are only exported by the company and every car manufacturer is either the left-hand drive or a right-hand drive, then what fraction of exported left-hand drive are defective? So this is very difficult to be solved using the Venn diagram, but you can solve this very easily using a double matrix. Let's see how. If you draw the double matrix, let's call total as C. We draw C cars, and one is, we have two variables. One includes left-hand and right-hand drive. Let's call this left-hand drive and right-hand drive, and this be defective and non-defective. So you can see these two are mutually exclusive and these two are mutually exclusive. They can't occur at the same time. You can't have defective and non-defective thing at the same time. Okay, so next thing is 2/5 of the cars manufactured are defective. So 2/5 of total cars are defective. So non-defective will be 3/5 of total cars, so that both add up to the total, which is C. The next thing is 3/5 of the defective cars. 3/5 of the defective cars and 1/20th of the non-defective cars. 1/20th of the non-defective cars sums to the total left-hand drive. Now, if you just multiply this, this will become 6/25 of C, and this will become 3/25 100 of C. So one way is just proceed with this and get an answer in terms of C, but that is a bit time consuming. So why not assume some value for C so that this is also an integer and this is also integer. That is possible if we take the least common multiple of 25 and 100, which is 100, right? So if I assume total cars, which is C equal to 100, then I can get straightforward an integer value. So that is easy to solve. So if I solve now, if I quickly solve this now using assuming the total values of car at as 100. So now C is equal to 100. So if I solve, draw the double matrix again, this is 100. Defective, non-defective, left-hand drive, and right-hand drive. So 2/5 of C, which is 40. So this will be 60. Now 3/5 of 40. This is 3/5 of 40, which is equal to 24. And this is 1/20th of this 60. It is equal to 3. So these two, 24 plus 3 is equal to 27. Now the question actually asks that if all left-hand drives are manufactured either the left hand or right hand, what fraction of the exported left hand? So we are asked to find the fraction. The question is of the total left hand, which is 27. And on upper side, we will have defective of those, and defective of those are 24. So our required fraction is 24/27, which you can convert in the least fraction form. So be mindful of these words, the fraction of exported left-hand cars, not of the total left-hand cars. So we have total left-hand cars, but if the question says that exported total cars, in that scenario, we could have 100. But the question asks that exported left-hand cars. So we have 27, and in those, how much are defective? Those are 24. So this is 24/27, which you can convert into least fraction form and get the answer. This is a simple question. Yeah, try to solve this question and try to be quick. Let's solve this question now. In this question, we are given that of the 200 students at college T measuring in one or more of the science, okay, we have total 200 students. Out of those, 130 are measuring in chemistry and 150 are measuring in biology. Okay. Next thing is, if at least 30 of the students are not measuring in either of the two, then the number of students measuring in both could be any number from all of these 5 options. Okay, so we are given total, we are given 2 values and neither value. At least of the neither value. We are asked to find the minimum and maximum value of both. So let's see the first scenario. If you draw the Venn diagram. So let's consider first one as chemistry and second one as biology. We are given that for chemistry, we have 130 students and 4 biology. Okay, let's see. And for the next biology, we have 150 students. And for neither, we have minimum of 30 students. So this is minimum scenario. And let's consider the both as x. So this will be 130 minus x, and this will be 150 minus x. And total is 200. So this whole sums to 200. So this will be only C, which is 130 minus x, plus both, which is x, plus only biology, which is 150 minus x, plus neither 30 must equal to 200. So this will cancel out. And what will be the value of x now? x will be equal to 200 minus 130 plus 150 plus 30. And I'm doing this wrong. This is minus, this is plus. So what is the value of x? That will equal to 110.
110.
Right? This is one extreme for both. And now if we see the other extreme, what could be that extreme? Right now we have minimum of 30, right? And what could be the maximum number of students who could approach
130.
both? That is possible when all of the students who are measuring in chemistry are also measuring in biology. That means if this is for the biology, which is 150, so we have all of the students who are enrolled in chemistry are also enrolled in biology. Those are how much? Those are 130. So this is our lab in that scenario. So this is 150 and neither will be 50, which is a maximum case for neither as well. Okay, so now quickly solve this question now. And then we'll proceed for the three-way Venn diagram. Just solve this question now and try to be quick. Okay, so let's see this question. In this question, we have in a certain flight, okay, 3/4 of its seats were booked, and in those 2/3 of the business class seats, okay, if 3/5 of its seats were business class, then what percent of the seats were not booked were business class? So in short, we have two variables. One is booking and non-booking of seats, and other one is business seats. So I will prefer to solve this using the double matrix. So let's call this as business, and not business, let's call this as booked, and this as not booked. Okay. So now if I call total as X, so now let's read this. In the certain flight, 3/4 of its seats were booked. So 3/4 of its total seats were booked. That's mean 1/4 of its seats were not booked. And 3/5 of its seats were business class. So 3/5 of its seats were business and 2/5 of its seats were not business. And what is exactly meant by this thing? In a certain flight, 3/4 of its seats were booked, including 2/3 of its business class seat. So can you?
It would be 3/4x into 2/3.
Now see, in a certain flight, 3/4 of its seats were booked, including 2/3 of the business class seats. That's mean this include this thing which is booked, that is 2/3 of the business class seats. Getting the point? That's mean you are getting this thing, and in total booked, you are getting 2/3 of business class seats. Total business class of 3/5, and you are getting 2/3 of business class seats in this, and some seats that add up to how much? 3/4 of X. Getting the point? See.
Yes.
See, you have total 3/4 of seats, right? And in those seats, 2/3 of the business class seats are included. Business class are total 3/5 of X, and its 2/3 are included in the book seats, which are total 3/4 of X. Now again, if you want to proceed this using the variable, that is a bit difficult. So why not try this and assume some value? So what is this thing? This will be 3 by 5x, 2 by 5x.
60.
Yes, 60. So if I assume total as 60 and try to solve this, if this is 60, this is business, this is not business, this is booked, and this is not booked. So 3 by 5 of 60 is 36, and this is 24, and 3 by 4 of 60 is equal to 45, and this is equal to 15. And this thing is 2 by 3 of 36, which is equal to 24. So if this is 24, this is 12, and this will be 3. The question asks that what percent of the seats that were not booked, right? So we have percentage in which denominator that are not booked, those are 15. And in not booked seats, how much are business class? Those are 12. So 12 divided by 15 into 100, which is equal to 80%, which are D. This is a very good question. Just solve this question later. This is again good question, but we want to proceed to the 3D Venn diagram. Yeah. Try to solve this question. We are given that in a class of 50 students, we have told 50 students, in which 20 plays hockey, 15 play cricket, and 11 play football. 7 play both hockey and cricket, 4 play cricket and football, and 5 play hockey and football. If 18 do not play any of these games, how many play exactly 2 of the games? Okay, so this is actually a 3-way Venn diagram, or we call 3D Venn diagram. Total is 50, and 18 are neither who play neither of the game. And let's call the first one for the hockey, this one for the cricket, and this one for the football. Hockey is played by 20, cricket by 15, and football by 11. And we are given that 7 play hockey and cricket, 4 play cricket and football, and 5 play hockey and football. So if I assume with, I don't know that all of these game which is played by all of these, if I assume that X, this X portion is covered by hockey, cricket, and football at the same time. If I call this as X, we are given that 7 play hockey and cricket. So this whole is equal to 7. If this is X, what will be this thing? This will be 7 minus X. And 4 play cricket and football. So if this is cricket, this is football. So what is that portion? That is this portion. So this one will be 4 minus X, and 5 play cricket and football, hockey and football. So this will be 5 minus X, right? Again, I'm repeating that this whole is equal to 7. 7 play hockey and cricket is overlap. I assume X as the students who play all of these. So what will be this, which is only played between hockey and cricket? That is 7 minus X, 4 minus X, and 5 minus X. So what will be this thing? This only hockey, that will be 20 minus. And now subtract these 3 from this. This will be, if I write this at this place, so this will be 20 minus 7 minus X plus 5 minus X plus X. So this whole thing is subtracted from this 20. So this will be 20 minus 7 plus 5 is 12.
Excuse me?
And this will be 8 plus X. So this thing, which is only hockey, that is 8 plus X. And likewise, if I want to see only cricket, so that will be 15 minus 7 minus X, minus 4 minus X, and minus X. That will be 4 plus X. And likewise, this will be 2 plus X. And if I add all of these and sum that equal to 50, I will get X is equal to 2. But the question actually asks that how many students play exactly of the two sports. So question asks about this portion, and this portion. So that will be 7 how much? 7 minus x plus 4, 7 minus x, 4 minus x plus 5 minus x. So this will be 16 minus 3x, which is 16 minus 3 into 2, which is equal to 10. So there are 10 students who play exactly of these two sports. I draw this again. And this thing, right? So this is a portion. If I call this A, B, and C, this portion is exactly only between A and B. This portion is only between B and C, and this portion is only between A and C. But if I consider this means that I'm considering only between A and B, but not C, right? So here there are only two options, A and B, right? The question asks about exactly two, right? That's why this thing I'm only incorporating A and B, but not C. Here I have B and C, but not A, and here I'm incorporating only A and C, but not B. But if I include all of these, that's mean I'm incorporating the third one as well. But the question asks about exactly two. So if you draw the Venn diagram, this is A, this is B, and this is C. The question asks about A plus B plus C. You need to subtract this thing from all of this so that you will get A, B, and C. And in question, you are given that the total overlap between hockey and cricket, between cricket and football, and between football and hockey. So in that, you will use the formula total is equal to A plus B plus C minus sum of all of the overlaps plus neither and plus all three, right? So total is 50. A is, if I consider A as hockey, this is 20. B as football, which is uh, cricket, that is 15, and football is 11. So overlap is 7 plus 4 plus 5, and neither is 18. So I'm asking for the all of three. Let's call this x. So if you proceed, you will get x is equal to 2. And the question asks that what are exactly 2, right? So I need to subtract this x from each of the overlap. So the required answer is equal to, first overlap is 7, 7 minus x plus 4 minus x plus 5 minus x, which is equal to 16 minus 3x, which is 16 minus 6 is equal to 10. Just quickly solve this question here, just 2 minutes to solve this. Complete this first. Okay, let's solve this. In a city of San Rango, whatever you can call this, 60 people on cats, dogs, or rabbits, right? So this means all of the 60 either on cats, dogs, and rabbits. There is no none case, right? So none is 0. If 30 people on cats, 40 people on dogs, and 10 on rabbits, and 12 on exactly 2 of these type of pets, how many people on all 3? So first of all, try to solve this using the Venn diagram. So let's call this for cat, and this for dog, and this for rabbit. And this total whole sum equal to 60 because none is equal to 0. If 30 people on cats, 40 people on dogs, and 10 on rabbits, 12 on exactly of these two. And if I call this A, this B, and this C, so A plus B plus C is equal to how much? 12. To solve this, let's call the exactly 3 as X, right? X mean which are from all of these 3. So if I call this as X, so what will be only C? That will be 30 minus A plus B plus X. only D will be 40 minus A plus C plus X, and this will be 10 minus B plus C plus X. So now if I add all of these and sum that to 60, I can get the value of X. So what is that value? If I solve this, first I add only C plus only D and plus only R plus exactly 2 plus all 3 must equal to how much? 60. So if I solve this, let's solve on this side. So what will be this? Only C will be equal to 30 minus A plus B plus X. Only D will be 40 minus A plus C plus X. And only R will be equal to 10 minus B plus C plus X. And exactly 2 will be A plus B plus C. And exactly 3 will be X, equal to how much? Equal to 60. So this will be equal to 30 plus 40 plus 10 minus 2 into A plus B plus C minus 3X plus A plus B plus C and plus X. So this will be equal to 80 minus A plus B plus C minus 2X. This whole equal to how much? 60. Okay, so we know this thing. This exactly 2 is equal to how much? 12. So this one is 80 minus 12 minus 2X is equal to 60. So this will be, okay, if you solve this, 60 on this side, 20 minus 12 is equal to 8, 8 is equal to 2X, and this means X is equal to 4. So by solving this, we can find that number of how people owning all of these are equal to 4 only, right? And if I quickly wrap this using the formula will be total is equal to A plus B plus C minus exactly 2, sum of exactly 2 minus 2 of all 3 plus none. This is equal to 0 in this scenario. Total is 60. So 60 is equal to 30 plus 40 plus 10 minus 12 minus 2 into, let's call this all 3 as X. So this is exactly the same form which we formed by the Venn diagram. So 60 is equal to 80 minus 12 minus 2X, and X is equal to 4. So this was what exactly X is. X is the people who own all of these 3, right? So you can either solve this using the Venn diagram or by using the formula. It's totally up to you. We just one last question. Just quickly solve this question, and that will be the end for the day session. Just solve this question now. Let's solve this. Of the 300 students who participated in experiment using the virtual reality therapy to reduce their fear of heights, okay, 40% experienced sweaty palms, 30% experienced vomiting, and 75% experienced dizziness. if all three experience at least one of these effect, right? So that's mean none is equal to 0. And 35% of students experience exactly two of these. How many students experience only one of these three effect? So if I solve this using the Venn diagram, first of all, none is 0. The next thing is total is equal to 300. Just keep it for a while. One is sweaty palms. Let's call this as S. Next thing is vomiting. Let's call this V. And last is dizziness. Let's call it D. So sweaty palms is about 40%. And this is about 30%. And this is about 75%. If I call this A, this as B, and this as C, and let's call X that explain exactly 3, right? Okay, so we are given that exactly 2A plus B plus C is equal to how much? 35. So let's try to solve this using the Venn diagram, and this whole must sum is equal to how much? 100%, right? We are now, right now we are dealing with percentages. So let's keep all of these in percentages. So what will be only as only sweaty palms? So that will be 40 minus A plus B plus X. So only vomiting, that will be 30 minus A plus C plus X. And only dizziness will be 75 minus B plus C plus X, right? So just add all of these and equate this to 100. You will get the answer. So what is that thing? That will be 40 minus A plus B plus X plus 30 minus A plus C plus X plus 75 minus B plus C plus X. This is for the only sweaty palms, only vomiting, and only dizziness, plus exactly 2A plus B plus C plus exactly 3X equal to 100%. So now if you proceed further, let's solve this here. If you proceed further, you will get that this 40 plus 30 plus 75 minus A plus B, this is the last form, minus 2X plus neither, which is already equal to 0. Let's equal to 100. So now what exactly this? What is this thing? 40 plus 30, 70. This will be 145. What is exactly 235? Minus 2x is equal to 100. That's mean 2x is equal to 110 minus 100. So that's mean x is equal to 5%. So there are 5% of subject participated that have exactly 3, exactly all of these 3. The question asks about exactly 1, right? So how can we do that? We can do that if we consider all of these and subtract A, B, C, and X from that. So as total is equal to 100, if I subtract exactly 2, that is A plus B plus C, and exactly 3, that is X, I will get the exactly 1, that is 100 minus 35 minus 5, which is 60%. And what is 60% of 300? That is 60% of 300. That is 180. So our answer is 180. So it is better in such question to just keep the things in the percentages and just change the value at the end instead of changing all of the values of the percentages at first. So that will be a bit difficult for all of you. So this was all about the overlapping sets.